Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Leith Hampshire and this is the 10-Minute Mindset, where we learn about the habits, lifestyles and mindsets of incredible people doing incredible things. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Dave Rotheroe, the founder of Toasties. I look forward to hearing how you found it. Enjoy. Thank you very much for being my guest today. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Rotheroe is the founder and director of Toasties. Toasties is a national delivery service for cheese toasties through your door. Since launching 2 years ago, he's become a viral phenomenon, being featured on numerous TV shows, newspapers, magazines, and has delivered way over 250,000 toasties. Dave, could you give us a brief outline of what you do and how you got to where you are now?
Hey Leith, how you doing? Yeah, so it's a pleasure to be here with you. So we started Cheese Posties about two and a bit years ago, and since then, we've been through our fair share of turbulence, but we're currently around about 3,500 subscribers, and as you mentioned, we send a hell of a lot of cheese toasties. But I mean, the story really began about 6 months before we launched Cheese Posties, when I had another subscription box. I kicked this off with no idea really what I was doing. And kind of grew that and sort of learned everything the hard way. Cheese Posties followed pretty shortly. I sold my previous subscription box and then narrowed everything down onto Cheese Posties, and we've been growing ever since. Pretty much, that's the truncated and less stressful story.
No, I can imagine. It sounds like an incredible journey. And there was a huge boom where you were on TV shows and magazines and newspapers. How did that really come around?
Yeah, so we've had a few really good hits with PR, and I think, mainly paying to the quirky nature of the business. So obviously it's quite unusual, and the way we actually formulated the business before we started off is we knew that we wanted to make a food subscription box. So we looked at what was trending online. We knew that we wanted to do something within 25 millimeters so that we could fit it into Royal Mail's Lord's letter size, meaning that we could post for a fraction of the price. So it was really like a formulaic way that we came up with the business. We looked at what was trending on social media. So that was food porn, melted cheese, this kind of thing, unusual flavor combinations. So when we made it, we basically, from using that formula and sort of applying what the market was interested in to our product, then that's how we really kind of struck a chord with PR. So that was our first way. We got that immediately even before we'd actually launched, before we'd even launched our Kickstarter. That's how powerful that was. And then after we completed our Kickstarter, we got in pretty much every tabloid in the UK. We were on BBC Radio, on every single one of the regional BBC radios, which is a fun week. And then since then, we've gone on to be featured on shows like Taskmaster, with Noel Fielding citing us as his favourite subscription box, which is pretty cool, and they were pretty good for sales. And stuff like This Morning and loads of other stuff. But yeah, it's just a little bit of kind of strategic PR, a bit of, kind of poking in the right places and a fun product, really.
Awesome. So if you could give one or two tips to people who want to get viral products, what sort of tips could you give to them? So you mentioned briefly about food porn and stuff. Is there any other key tips that allowed you to really get your product out there and get people to really know it?
Yeah, so definitely when it comes to building a viral product, then really what you're going to do, this is like the number one secret now to building a viral product. Find two things that are trending, or find two things that are popular and it's kind of semi-mature in markets, and combine them. So we combined subscription with grilled cheese. So these are two markets which are actually very mature in the States, and obviously this kind of thing trickles down through social media into the UK. We combined these two things, and that's basically what was the success of it. So if anyone's looking to create viral products, then definitely find two things that you can get the attention of your audience with, and combine them, and that's kind of the starting point, the first pillar towards success.
Awesome, wicked tip. Thank you, Dave. So if you were to explain some of your biggest challenges that you faced, what was your biggest challenge and how did you overcome that as an entrepreneur?
Okay, so our biggest challenge was about a year after we launched, we decided to relaunch. So we took everything we learned from our customers and we piled it into a newly developed product. So we went back to basics and we designed our product from the ground up, the physical product. So that a lot of the money that I'd taken from the sale of my previous business, I put into that, and it went really, really well. We absolutely hit the nail on the head because again, we applied what we got out and found out that our customers wanted. And immediately after we did it, when we had very low cash reserves, our supplier got liquidated. Oh, wow. So we were living in Spain, running the business from there, and everything was hunky-dory. And then suddenly we had to move back to England and drag all of our stuff out of their factory before we got liquidated with their stuff. So really kind of thinking on our feet. We found a commercial kitchen in Bristol. That's how I came to move to Bristol. We found a commercial kitchen completely gutted, and we installed the ceiling ourselves. We installed the plumbing, the electricity ourselves. Literally dragged our business back up out of the ground. So that was definitely the most challenging part of my business, let alone my life.
Yeah, wow. It's great to hear you overcome that. So you must be incredibly busy as an entrepreneur. I'm really interested in sort of how do you find managing your time and energy? It must be really difficult.
Yeah, so that's a really interesting point. And time and energy is two separate things. One thing that I've found recently is that I really do need to give myself time off. I think that's really important, and I think it's stuff, something that a lot of, without mentioning any names, but certain big YouTube stars sort of advise people to just go. And I think that's kind of important in terms of motivation, but sometimes you do actually need to kind of sit back and give yourself time, whether it be sitting down, closing your eyes, listening to music for an hour, just giving yourself some space and allowing yourself to think and digest what's going on. In terms of time management, which is kind of, along the same vein, then what I personally do is write down a list the night before the night before the next day, and write down a list of everything that I've got to get through, everything's on my mind, everything's just stressing me out, basically everything. And then I pick out the top 6 of those things that are actually going to shift my business forward. So not the top 6 most important, not the top 6 most nagging, but the top 6 that are actually going to drive my business forward. Because fundamentally, in the long run, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, these 6 things will be the most important thing. Things can wait. So with a list of 6 things, then that's a lot more manageable, and you can go into your day with a clear list of what you want to do, assign times if you want, and make sure that you work everything else around that.
Incredible. So a really big thing there is you saying that managing your headspace through relaxing, just taking some time out to listen to some music. That's really cool, just to really manage that headspace, and then also just building this key impact list for the next day. Is there any other tips or tricks that you could really give to people on how they could really maximize their time and energy throughout the day?
Definitely, yeah. So, I mean, as business owners and as an entrepreneur, you really need to be thinking, as I kind of touched on just previously, focusing on the things that actually shift your business forward, not getting tied down into the minutiae tasks, the stuff like, trawling through Excel spreadsheets, things that are kind of manual work that aren't really driving your business forward, but do need doing. So in terms of that, like what I find a lot of success is in outsourcing. So you can get virtual assistants in places like the Philippines and India, very cost effectively while still paying them a fair wage. And that means that you can offload manual tasks which don't require kind of skill or input or kind of mental, too much mental cognition or input, from you as an entrepreneur. You can outsource that to somebody who's very capable and can basically sell that work back to you and say hours and hours and mental energy.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you, Dave. So I'm really interested in the power of habits and how habits and rituals really allow you to dominate your day and also just allow you to do what you do. Dave, could you share with us some of maybe your daily habits and rituals that allow you to let you do what you do?
Definitely, yeah. So, I mean, I've got a few things in terms of habits, like so making sure that I get down to the gym, down to CrossFit, in terms of meditation, like we touched on before. But I think kind of more importantly than that is the things that you don't do. So one big thing for me is to make sure that I don't check my emails, don't check my messages before I've had a chance to wake up and kind of, like assimilate myself to the day. So switching off notifications and forming a habit in terms of when you're actually going to check email, assigning time that you do that, it's going to give yourself a lot more kind of mental clarity and a lot less stress in the long run.
Brilliant. Thank you. And now you've most certainly been on a great journey over the last 2 years, but could you encompass what has been one of your most fulfilling moments of your career so far and why?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many to kind of touch on, but of late, really, the most fulfilling thing for me is helping other people. And what I've started to do now is with my knowledge of what I've done with Cheese Toasties, and really, I feel like I've cut my teeth on probably the most difficult thing to do, as you kind of know, with subscription e-commerce being quite difficult, and also through the marketing and Facebook ads and that kind of thing, trying to drag stuff up and gain attention. So what I've started doing recently is consulting and e-courses and working with students and clients to do similar with their business, to kind of develop a brand which runs kind of thick throughout their business. And seeing the results from that, really seeing people who struggled with ads for a long time, struggled with marketing, struggled with getting their head around how they influence their customer and sort of build a tribe around their brand. Seeing that actually paying off for somebody else's business and seeing that what I've done applies to other people, that's the most rewarding thing for me.
Awesome, man. That's really nice to hear. That's really great to hear. It's great to hear that you're sharing your knowledge and your experience as well, because the world definitely needs it. Awesome. I had one more really thing sprung to mind, and I think it's interesting because you've been on such a strong mission, and I'm a strong believer in purpose and why. Could you share with us what is your why, Dave, and what drives your purpose to get out of bed every morning and do what you do?
Definitely, yeah. This is one which really kind of got me for a long time because it's like, why do you send people cheese sandwiches in the post? Isn't it crazy, right? It's like, what do you apply to that? And I guess one big thing for me is creativity. I mean, I was originally a musician. I used to tour Europe with a punk band actually.
Oh, wow.
And kind of coming out of that and moving into business, I kind of did a kind of swift left turn and into corporate world, into IT, and then straight back out into something creative. So creativity is really kind of key to me. And I guess my purpose, starting to work with other brands and helping other people, is to create more effective and more meaningful advertising and brands, which really kind of strike a chord. You know, a lot of people view advertising and marketing as this kind of negative thing, that like it's people trying to influence you, people, and, yeah, and it can be, you know, but in reality, you know, I think there's a better way to do that. You know, people need products, people need services. I'm trying to find that alignment with people's brands and people's customers is really my passion now, and that's kind of what drives me with my own businesses and with my clients.
Awesome. So helping others align themselves as well as your driving force as well. Brilliant. Cheers, Dave. Thank you. So finally, I'm a lover of advice, I'm a lover of people sharing insight and knowledge. So please, what has been the best advice you've ever been given and who gave it to you?
Okay, yeah. So my previous subscription box was a hot sauce subscription box, hot sauce and spicy food and this kind of thing.
Wow.
And I remember very early on, I aligned myself with, or I became pretty good friends with this guy who was a hot sauce manufacturer, and he really kind of aced the industry, and now gets his sauce made out in Costa Rica and imports a lot of sauce, and he's kind of like a kingpin of the industry. I remember speaking to him on the phone very early on when I was doing research of how to kind of set up the box, and he said to me that, or he warned me against being a busy idiot, which is in the nicest possible way. It comes back to time management, people running around, being busy, basically, you know?
Yeah.
So being busy is the absolute kind of worst fear for me. And so really it's about being effective with your time, making sure that what you're doing isn't just filling time for the sake of it, making sure that the things you're doing are actually driving your business forward and making an impact.
Awesome. That is wicked, Dave. Dave, thank you so much for being my guest today. Yo, what's up, guys? I really hope you enjoyed that episode. Dave has an absolute wealth of knowledge after making cheese Toasties go viral. I really hope to hear how you found it. Please let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, and of course, please subscribe to this page for more videos. And of course, tune in next time for another episode of the 10-Minute Mindset. And please, if you loved it, share it with a friend. Thank you. See you next time.